where the hell are we? Stephanie Cliff. Is Stephanie Cliff here? Elizabeth Fraser. Susan Wesson. Susan, please come over then. Hi, Susan.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Okay, I'm just going to get settled. Okay.
You ready?
I'm good? Yeah.
Go ahead.
You've heard a lot of very personal responses and emotional responses to proposed cuts to libraries, so here is mine. You know that young girl, the one with the curls, smack dab in the midst of her forehead. Some said she was bad and others said mad, but truth is, she mostly was bored. Her mom in despair tried teasing her hair and other pastimes uninviting. Then they took a walk and right up the block, they found themselves something exciting. One building, one book, is all that it took to turn one small child on to reading. With stories come dreams and hopes become schemes. Each child has a chance at succeeding. That small girl soon found a book about a hound, a runaway dog who was lonely. She knew every part of that story by heart, 'cause Lost Angus felt like hers only. That girl grew and read day and night in her bed. It was hard to keep up with her yearning, but the books she'd devour, it seemed by the hour, served only to strengthen her learning. One building, one book, that's all that it took to turn one young teen onto reading. With stories come dreams and hopes become schemes. Each child has a chance at succeeding. That girl is now grown with boys of her own who now tower over their mother. She read to them then, she read once again, and these days they read to each other. Now the children she reads to are children that need to have guidance and structure and courage. With books as her tools in our neediest schools, it's hope that she aims to encourage. She wants to inspire, set young minds afire. With stories and singing she woos them. These children can thrive, their chances survive. With libraries there, they will use them. One building, one book, that's all that it took to pass on my passion for reading. With stories come dreams, and hopes become schemes. Each child has a chance at succeeding. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was very, very, very nice. It livened up the evening.
Well, thank you, Councillor Mamalidi, for reducing the time frame, because I had to rewrite everything and think of a really creative way to say what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Don't have any questions for you, but...
Okay. All right. Can somebody ask me just one question? Can somebody ask me what I do?
Yes, what do you do?
Thank you. I teach. I'm an itinerant music instructor for the Toronto Board, and I just wanted to speak to the ripple effect to libraries. I fell in love with reading when I was 3. I read to my kids, but I have, in the past 7 years, taught at 20 schools across the city, including Nigel's school, the guy that you saw so passionately before. I've taught in Malvern. I've taught in Regent Park, and I teach teachers. I've taught 100 teachers. They will pass their love of books on the books that I've introduced to them. So one person can have a big effect on libraries.
Thank you very much. Okay, we're at number 231 on the sheet. Lorna Wiegand? Liz Rice? Paul LePage? Paul, you here? Or Liz? Who do we have? Your name, please?
Liz Rice.
Which was that again? Liz Rice, okay. After Liz is going to be Paul LePage, Merritt Mastab, Martin Julian, Serge Gerzon. Go ahead, Liz.
Okay, so I'm a citizen of Toronto for over 10 years now. I love the city, and I think what defines the city is safety and security and the way that people of all different cultures get along. I think that Toronto, from what I understand, is got the most people from different cultures living in one area, and I think it's an amazing city, and I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. So a few things I want to start off by saying. There's consequences of actions and decisions that we make, and the mayor today decided to go around the clock, and he's not here. So
Liz, not only is he not here, he's been here today all day. We've been here for almost 18 hours. So he's certainly entitled to step off if he has to. And I don't think people should be critical of it. I can tell you other mayors never stayed this long. Never.
Never had to. The mayor left to talk sports.
He's being paid to be here. They pay him very well.
Respect the taxpayers.
being in this room is where you need to be if you're going around the clock. And I understand that there needs to be quorum, and I'm thankful, yes, that other councillors are here. But if the mayor decides to go around the clock, he should be here at every moment of the time. If not, take a break and let everybody sleep. I'm here primarily to speak about the most vulnerable in society, and the most vulnerable of society are those who cannot verbalize what they're experiencing. So that would be anyone with a mental illness, dementia, or animals. I'm concerned about the proposal to outsource Toronto Animal Services. I have been to shelters that are city shelters and non-city shelters, and I can tell you there's a huge difference. Bylaw enforcement is absolutely important. We can't scrimp and save on beings that are not able to speak for themselves, and that is what I think will happen if there's privatization of city services. I'd like to know how many councillors have ever owned a pet. Okay. Keep your hands up, please, if it's been from a shelter. Okay, so about half of those who have owned a pet. Yeah, from a shelter, a rescue. So if you think about what would happen under a privatized system.
Thank you. Your time's up at 3 minutes. Okay.
Well, I'm really glad that you could be in the room to hear me speak, but I do have some more to say.
And with all due respect, your time's up. It's 3 minutes. Is there any questions for the deputant? Seeing none, thank you very much. Next deputant. Okay, you got 1 minute, Councillor. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. As you were saying?
Yeah,
You know what? I'm ruling that out of order.
under the system of...
Sorry, I'm ruling that out of order. We discussed that, with all due respect, Councillor, at the beginning of the meeting. You were here. We know you aren't supposed to ask those type of questions, so it is ruled out of order. If you want to ask the deputy
My question, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
My question,
Next
Mr.
deputy.
Mayor, is regarding the...
You asked your question.
I have 1 minute.
Done. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay? Thank you. Okay, who's the next one?
I want to say that people are penny wise and dollar foolish, and in the words of Oscar Wilde, which I believe very much reflects on a few people...
Paula Page. Is Paula Page here?